Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. Very good. Happy New Year to all of you. We had a nice celebration of Kalpataru celebration on January 1st when Sri Ramakrishna granted spiritual illumination to all those who were there in Kashipur garden. So that's a sacred event and we celebrate every year January 1st as Kalpataru Utsava. Let us begin with a prayer. This is from Vishwasara Tantra. I don't know that book, I've not studied that one. There are many hymns in that book, Vishwasara Tantra, page 156 of Universal Prayers, the second one on that page. Om Namaste Sharanye Shive Sanukampe Namaste Jagadvyapike Vishwarupe Namaste Jagadvanjapadarvinde Namaste Jagattarini Trahi Durge. O Mother Divine, you are the remover of the miseries of devotees. You are the eternal refuge, ever blissful and ever compassionate. To you I bow down. You pervade the whole universe and assume the cosmic form. To you I bow down. Your lotus feet the whole universe worships. To you I bow down. You are the savior of the universe. Please protect us all. To you we offer our salutations. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have been studying this verse 66 in chapter 18. One of the most important verse in the whole of the Gita, teachings of Sri Krishna. It's called the Charama Shloka, ultimate teaching, final teaching. That means all the earlier teachings that he gave in the preceding 17 chapters, including the beginning of the 18th chapter, they have to be understood and practiced. Then we can practice this last instruction. So it says sarvadharmānparityajya. The commentary, Shankara translates dharma as karma, all action that we do. Niyata karma, the required obligatory duties, which are of two kinds, nitya karma, naimittika karma. Nitya karma includes the pancha yajna, 5 debts we owe to God, to the rishis, saints, to parents, to other human beings, and to animals and plants. That we have to fulfill every day in some way or form. Naimittika karma means special worship on special occasions. So they have to be done, niyata karma. So here it says, give up all karma. Sarvadharmānparityajya. That is physically not possible because, as we know, you cannot remain without doing work even for a short period of time. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Kshanamapi, even for a short time, we cannot remain without doing some work. We are always, some thoughts are going on in our mind, that is work, thinking. Even in dream, the mind is active, projecting images. And only in Sushupti, the mind, deep sleep, the mind is calm and inactive. But the body functions are going on, physiological functions are going on round the clock, non-stop. So work is going on. So physically, you cannot give up work. What is possible is we can give up kartrutva, the agency, the notion that I am the doer, I must get the benefit. That I am the doer has to be given up. Why or how? Because if you think I am the Atman, which is the truth, Upanishad says you are that, Aham Brahmasmi, then Atman is pure consciousness, Satchidananda. There is no work is possible. For work to be possible, you have to be on the physical plane. There must be a doer, there must be a action, there must be some act. So only when the body, mind, sense organs are there, at that level, actions happen. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. Sense organs deal with sense objects, and that is what karma. Māmekaṃ karomi. I am not the doer. I am the Atman. A person who has the self-knowledge, giving up the notion, erroneous notion that he is the body, mind, he experiences his divine nature, he can say, I'm not doing anything at all. Māmekaṃ karomi. This is studied in the 5th chapter, Shlokas 8 and 9. What body actions are going on in his body and the mind. Sense organs are active, his jnani sense organs. But he is not involved in it. He is Atman. So that is the highest level. That's called Neshkarmya Siddhi, perfection in inaction. We will come to that a little bit later. Until then, as long as we have body consciousness, Deha breath. Deha breath means one who is carrying the body, aware of the body. I am the body, that person. Cannot give up work, the physical impossibility. So what can be done? We can give a notion that I am the doer, kartrutva. And we have to give up attachment to karma and karma phala. All those things we have studied before. We'll recapitulate this one. Karma cannot be given up. There in 3rd chapter, Shloka number 8, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Niyata karma, obligatory duties. Everybody has obligatory duties. Do all those work. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Then if you don't do karma, your body also cannot be maintained. Sharirayatra pichatena prasiddhyeda karmanaha. Sharirayatra means maintaining the body. We have to eat, we have to breathe, we have to drink water, we have to sleep. All the actions, we cannot give those up. Those will have to continue. And then the second point is, Sri Krishna says, if you cannot give up, we have to give kamya karma and nishiddha karma. 2 kinds of karma we have to give up. We have to give up. Requirement. Kamya karma has to be given up. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. 18th chapter beginning shloka. First 2 shlokas. Kamya karma means karma that is done purely for selfish benefit. That has to be given up. Karma that we do must benefit all and everybody, just not me alone. Anything that is done only for my benefit, for my enjoyment, for my comfort, that is not good. That has to be given. Kamya karma has to be given up. Nishiddha karma has to be given up. Nishiddha karma means prohibited actions, immoral, illegal actions, telling lies and cheating and stealing. Those have to be given up, absolutely. So those are karma that have to be given up. But in the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga chapter, Sri Krishna says, perform all work, you cannot give up work, required duties we have to do, niyata karma, obligatory duties, but give up attachment to the fruits of actions. Karma cannot be given up, but the result of karma, benefit that we accrue, that accrues from karma, that has to be offered, not mine. He said in the 12th chapter, Shloka number 11, there it says, Sarva karma phalatyagam tata kuryatatmavanam. Sarva karma phalatyaga. Phalatyaga means giving up fruits of actions, of all actions. Sarva karma phalatyagam kuru. And he gave that instruction several times in the Gita. Whenever you do something, offer it to me, the Lord has said before. Mai sarvani karmani sannyasya, dedicating, offering all work to me, he said. Chapter 3, Shloka number 30. And 9th chapter, Shloka 27, he said it more clearly. Whatever you do, offer it to me. Yat karoshi, tat karosya madarpanam, 927. Whatever you do, at karoshi adeshnase, whatever you eat, yajjohoshi, whatever homa you do, rituals you do, dadasyat, whatever offering, dana you give, charity you give, tat karosya madarpanam, do it as an offering to me. So I'll offer to the Lord. That can be done. How to do offering? Not in a physical way, mentally only. So that he said in the 18th chapter. Recent 57 sloka we studied recently. There he said, Chetasa sarva karmani mai sannyasya matparaha. Sarva karmani, all work that we do, Chetasa mai sannyasya, mentally offering it to the Lord. Karma has to be done, and we give up attachment to karma by offering it to God mentally. Karma phala also we offer to that. Sarva karma phalatyaga. Those things we can practice. And then he said, this instruction to give up attachment to karma phala has come several times in the Gita. We are recapitulating though, because this is the last sloka. After this, the remaining slokas are all only conclusion. Teaching ends here with 66th sloka. Give up attachment to karma phala. That instruction has come several times. Important shloka to remember is Shloka 48 in chapter 2, 248. There Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, whenever you perform any action, perform the action giving up attachment to action and its results. And when result comes, success or failure, accept it with equanimity. Don't be too much elated if your karma, your work succeeds, brings you success. And don't be depressed if failure comes. Because success, failure, result is not in our hands. Doing work is our duty, but result is not under our control. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, 247. So, Shloka 48, chapter 2. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. We are discussing, since it is physically not possible for us to give up all karma, but Sri Krishna says here, give up all karma, sarvadharmānparityajya. What can we do? Alternate. Finally, all karma can be given up only at the very highest stage of spiritual development. We are not there yet. So, where we are now, practicing spiritual practice, we have to do these things. Then, 18th chapter again emphasized. Shloka number 5 and 6. Important shlokas. Chapter 18. There is said, 3 kinds of karma have to be done by everybody. Yajna dana tapah karma. Yajna dana tapas. Yajna means offering, sacrifice. All work can be done as yajna. In the 3rd chapter, we were told, shloka number 9, if you perform any action other than as yajna, not as an offering, then it's going to be binding. Any action that you do other than as offering for one's own self, that is binding. Shloka number 9 in chapter 3. Yajñārthāt karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha I'm going through all the earlier shlokas to recapitulate one final time. So we have to do all work as offering. Then he says specifically three kinds of work. Yajna, dana, tapaha. Yajna, dana, tapaha karma natyajam. Should not be given up. Yajna means doing everything as an offering, all karma. Dana means charity. Tapaha means austerity. Austerities of body, mind, and speech. We saw in 17th chapter. Austerities of body, austerities of speech, austerities of mind. 17 chapters, 3 shlokas we studied. 14, 15, 16. That we have, those tapas we have to do. Tapas also include our spiritual practices, devotional practices, repeating God's name, chanting the names and glories of God, holy company, prayer in seclusion, all those things we have to do. Tapa, karma, natyajam, cannot be given up, should not be given up. Karyameva, have to be done. See how much emphasis Krishna gives on these three things. Yajna, dana, tapa, karma, natyajam, karyameva, should not be given up, must be done. And these things also, why we should not give up, because the reason why we should do yajna, tapa, not give them up, is if you do these things, the mind becomes pure. That explains in the second line of chapter 18, Shloka 5. Yajna danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Yajna dana tapa, if we do, sacrifice, charity, and austerity, if we do, what happens? Pavanani manishinam. Human beings, our minds become pure. All free from all impurities. And the mind becomes pure, then next step is God realization. That is the next step. And then he says, even these three karma, yajna, tapa, have to be done, giving up attachment to karma phala. Next shloka, verse number 6 in chapter 18. These are all important verses. Etanyapita karmani, yajna, tapa, these three also, sangam tyaktva phalani cha, have to be done, giving up attachment to karma phalani, even to karma phala also. Offered everything. Whatever we do, yajna, tapas, should be offered to God, not mine. Everything is done as an offering to you. Then I am free from attachment. Karma phala does not affect me there, because I offered the karma to the Lord. Kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Now, the next step is trying to give up kartritva. I am the doer. That notion has to be given up. Any person who always thinks I am the doer, does not know the truth. I means the Atman, not the body mind. And we are true. The truth is we are the Atman, everyone, not the body mind. The person who thinks he is the body mind and always says I am the doer, he is in ignorance, does not know the truth. That he explains early in the Gita, 3rd chapter, Shloka 27, 327. There Sri Krishna uses strong language to describe the people who want to think that I am the doer. So 327. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimodatma kartahamiti manyate. How all karma is being done? Prakrite gunai. Guna means the sattva, rajas, and tamas and their products. They translate into sense organs and sense objects. They're all parts of Prakriti. My sense organs, hands and feet and eyes and ear, they're all part of nature. This whole body is a part of nature, like the tree is a part of nature. The tree table is a part of nature. So the body is also a part of nature, not the Atman. Atman is pure consciousness. not part of nature, Purusha. That I am, not the body mind. That's the truth, Vedantic truth. So, Ahankara Prakrite Kriyamanani 327. Gunai, Prakrite Gunai, by the Gunas of Prakriti, Karmani Kriyamanani. All actions are happening. Sense organ, sense object, action is happening. Mind is also a sense organ, part of Prakriti, according to Vedanta. But a person who assumes he is the body mind and says, I am the doer, karta amiti yamanyate, such a person is a ahankara vimodatma. Egotistic person thinks he is the body mind. Vimodatma does not know the truth. Truth is that he is the Atman. But a jnani does not make that mistake. This is explained in the next Shloka, 328. Tattva mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. Jnani also performs work, right? Same work as ajnanis do, eating, walking, sleeping, talking, etc. Jnanis do, ajnanis do. God realized people also do the same actions as we do. But the difference is they don't say that they are the doers. Tattvavit Mahabaho or Arjuna, Tattvavit means a person who knows the truth. Gunakarma Vibhagyoho Tattvavit, who knows the truth about Guna, the Prakriti, and the Purusha, the distinction. Any person who knows, Jnani, Nasajjate, does not become attached to karma phala. Nasajjate. How does he remain unattached to karma phala while performing all the actions? Guna guneshu vartante iti matva. Jnani thinks guna means these components of nature. Sattva, rajas, tamas and their components. Sense organ, sense object. Guna guneshu vartante. Sense organs, mind, body are involved with sense objects. Action is happening. Where is the I? I am the Atman. Thinking like that, nasajjate, does not become attached to karma phala. Jnani gives up attachment to karma phala by knowing that I am the Atman. This is a very high state. The same thing was described later in the 5th chapter, chapter 5, Shloka 8 and 9. We are discussing all this because Sri Krishna says, sarvadharmānparityajya, giving up all actions. We cannot give up all actions physically. What else can we do? You can give up the notion that I am the doer. You can give up attachment to karma. You can give up attachment to karma phala. How it is done is all being described here. In the 5th chapter, Shloka 8 and 9, how a jnani gives up kartritva. Jnani performs actions but does not think I am the doer. Does not think I am the doer. Māmekaṃ karomi. Chapter 5, Shloka 8 and 9. While performing all actions. Now, chapter 5, Shloka 8 and 9. There Jnani says, Naiva kenchit karomi. I am not doing anything at all. Iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Tattvavit means who knows the truth. Truth is I am the Atman, I am not the body. A person who knows that, he, while performing actions, says I am not the doer. Naiva kenchit karomi. How is it possible? He also does the same work. Pashyan, Shranvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, going, Ashnan, eating, Pralapan, speaking, Visarjan, releasing, holding, Grindan, Pralapan, Grindan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Api, blinking the eyes, walking, talking, everything. When he asks, Jnani, you are doing all these things, how can you say you are not the doer? Then he says, he explains in the second line of Shloka 9 in chapter 5. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. All actions happen when the sense organs, one or more sense organs like hands and feet and eyes and mouth or ears, interact with one or more sense objects. This action means sense organ, sense object interaction. Holding the cup of water. Then who is holding? The mind says hold the cup of water. The hand follows the instruction of the mind. It is interaction between sense organs and sense object. That is action. Atman is above these things, separate from body, mind, sense organs. So Jnani says, I am the Atman. No action. Ajnani says, I am the body, mind. Oh, he says, I am the doer, aham karta. That's the difference. So until we get Atmajnana, self-knowledge, as long as we are aware of the body, I am the body, mind, etc., then we have to do the work. And how to do the work? We have discussed before, offering everything to God, giving up attachment to karma, karma phala. Now, when and by whom karma can be given up? Eventually, you have to give up karma. When will that come? Stage when I can give up karma. When can I say I'm not the doer? Right now, I cannot say I'm not the doer because I have the notion that I am the doer. When can I say I'm not the doer? When can I reach the stage when the doership goes away from me? I am the Atman. I'm not the doer. Action is happening, body, mind, that is nature, Prakriti, part of Prakriti. I'm not that one. When will that stage come? And who will reach the stage? That is explained in the very nicely in the gospel. See, when M went to Sri Ramakrishna for the very first time, he went with his nephew, whose name was Sidhu. The background is M was in a serious family trouble situation. He had left his parental home. He and his wife, they were staying with his sister somewhere in Konnagar, and he was depressed. Even thinking of killing himself, suicide, very severe depression, the suffering. Then his nephew Sidhu and he, they go for a walk. There are so many gardens along the river. So let us go. Say, end up in the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, garden house, Rani Rasmuni's garden house. And they were told that there is a, Sidhu said that there is a Paramahamsa in that temple, Kali temple. We can go and see him. M agreed. They both enter Sri Ramakrishna's room. This is sometime in, let me get the page here. First, page 77, the English Gospel. Very first time, when M and Sidhu entered Sri Ramakrishna's room, some devotees were there, sitting in Sri Ramakrishna's room. Sri Ramakrishna was talking. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna was saying when M entered. This first thing M heard, what Sri Ramakrishna was saying. This is the sentence. Sri Ramakrishna said, when hearing the name of Hari or Rama once, you shed tears and your hair stands on end, then you may know for certain that you do not have to perform such devotions as Sandhya anymore. All actions will drop away. When the stage comes in my life, in our life, then I can, no action for me. They will drop away by themselves. I don't voluntarily give up action. They will cease by themselves. I'll explain. Let us say how it can be done. How Sri Ramakrishna did that, we'll explain. He said, when hearing the name of Hari or Rama, God's name, once, if the devotee shed tears, so much devotion welling up in that person's mind, tears of devotion come from the eyes. Hair stands on end. So a thrill of devotion, emotion comes there. He experiences. And then the voice chokes. Then you may know for certain that you do not have to perform any rituals. Until that stage of devotion comes, you have to keep on doing your duties, offering it to God, giving up attachment to karma, karma phala. When that stage comes, pure devotion comes, then karmas drop away by themselves. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna was saying. M heard that one. So when can we give up karma, karma phala? When we reach that pure devotion, when upon hearing the name of God once, The thrill of devotion comes. Tears of devotion come from the eyes, voice chokes, hair stands on it. Until that stage of devotion comes, you have to keep on doing the work. Then same thing is explained in later in the Gospel, page 335, 336. 335. 335. M was seated on the floor. Presently, Dr. Shama and a few devotees arrived. The master sat up on the bed and began to converse with them. This is what Sri Ramakrishna said. It is by no means necessary for a man always to be engaged in his duties. A stage in life will come when our duties we can stop. We don't have any karma to do at all. Free. When the stage will come, he explains. It is by no means necessary for a man always to be engaged in his duties. Actions drop away when one realizes God. Actions will drop away. We don't have to give up. When we realize God, sakshatkara happens. Or when we get self-knowledge, atmajnana comes or pure devotion comes, then all actions will stop on their own. We'll explain how Sri Ramakrishna achieved that stage. Action drop away when one realizes God. As the flower drops off of itself when the fruit appears. He who has realized God no longer performs religious duties such as the Sandhya. In his case, the Sandhya merges in the Gayatri. When that happens, it is enough for a person to repeat just Gayatri mantra. Then the Gayatri merges in Om, and after that, one no longer chants even the Gayatri. It is enough to simply say Om. How long should a man practice such devotions as Sandhya and other rituals? As long as he does not feel a thrill in his body and shed tears of joy while repeating the name of Rama or Hari. Only when the stage of devotion comes, when the name of God is repeated by myself or somebody, any name of God, then the devotion should well up in my heart. Swell. Tears of devotion must come, and hair must stand on end, and the joy of devotion must be felt. Then all actions will drop away. That degree of devotion or self-knowledge, jnani, navakinchit karami. Until then, we have to keep on doing your action. Until then, we cannot follow sarvadharmānparityajya. Until then, we have to perform our actions. Then, how Sri Ramakrishna gave up all actions, all karma, and all dharma, everything he gave up. That is explained in this passage in 635. Okay, here. A stage came in Sri Ramakrishna's life when he could not do anything. He was employed as a priest in the Kali temple. Priest means he has to do daily puja, which he was doing with great devotion of doing the puja. But a stage came when he could not do the puja. Why? Because he saw God in everything, everywhere. The purpose of doing puja is to see God, and he was seeing God's presence in all and everything. He could not, when he go to the garden to pluck flowers for the puja, he could not pluck the flowers because see the Lord there. Could not pluck the flowers, and he has to cut the fruits for offering in the puja. Could not cut the fruit. He saw God in everything all the time. Then how can you do any action? When you tangibly see God's presence in all and everything, then you cannot do any action. The stage came like that one. Then he had to give up the job as priest. He gave up the job because he could not do the puja at that time. The stage came like then no karma dropped away by itself. Puja, duty, everything dropped away by themselves. At the stage, karma drops away. No, he says, uh, what remains if one gives up all dharma, dharma? Sri Krishna says that sarvadharmānparityajya. If you give up other dharma, dharma, duties and virtuous and non-virtuous actions, everything, if you give up, what remains? He explains that one. Page 635. What remains? Vijay Krishna Goswami asked the question, what remains if one denounces both dharma, dharma? Vijay asked the question. Sri Ramakrishna replies, page 635. Pure love of God remains. Shuddha Bhakti, Shuddha Prema Bhakti remains. Pure love of God. I pray to the Divine Mother. O Mother, here, take thy dharma, here, take thy dharma. Give me pure love for thee. Here, take thy virtue. Here, take thy vice, and give me pure love for thee. Take thy knowledge. Here, take thy ignorance, and give me pure love for thee. Only pure love. When that pure love comes, prema, Shuddha comes, no actions, no duties, always in the presence of God, experiencing God within and without. Purpose of work has been achieved. You see, I didn't ask even for knowledge or public recognition. When one renounces both dharma and adharma, there remains only pure love for God. Love that is stainless, motiveless, and that one feels only for the sake of love. Pure devotion to God without being tainted by desire or any motivated by any other reason. Love for love's sake. When that stage comes, no actions at all. Only body maintenance will be going on. Some food they will eat and water they will drink and sleep. Other than that, all action drop away. A stage came like that in Sri Ramakrishna. He had to give the work duty, a job as a priest. Like that, who can give up karma and when karma can be given up when we reach the stage of pure devotion? This is explained in the Gita, in the chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. Sri Krishna says, when can you reach a stage when you don't have any work to do? Chapter 3, Shloka 17, he says, Jastu atmaritareva syat atmatraptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. Tasya karyam na vidyate. No work for such a person. All work will cease. When will that happen? He says, just to atmaritirevasya. Atmariti means in the Atman finding bliss. Rati means enjoyment, bliss, total bliss, ananda. Not in the worldly things. Ordinary people, we seek happiness in worldly things. How do we seek happiness, ordinary people? In money, in family, relationships, children, grandchildren, job, recognition, fame, good health, beauty. In all these things, we find happiness. But they're all temporary things. They come and go. Adyan Tavantaha 522. We studied before. If you find all that happiness much more than anything in the world can give, in the self, in the Atman, without requiring any outside object. Atmariti. When we reach the stage, that means when you experience Atmananda, giving up Vishyananda, Bhajananda, everything. When you reach the stage, Tasya Karim Navidyate, there is no work. The moment we depend upon outside things for happiness, then we have to work. All work is necessitated because we have desire. I want to be happy. I will be happy if I get a bigger house or a bigger car or one more child or a better job. If I become the president, something desire is there that motivates the person to act. If there's no desire, no action. Why desire comes? Because of ignorance of true nature. If I know I am the Atman, complete perfect in itself, pure consciousness, then there is no desire. I'm the perfect completion. A complete perfection I have achieved. I am infinite Atman. No birth, no death, Natorate, Namriyate, all those things. I am that Atman. Then where is the desire for anything? And where is action? Everything happens. Until that stage is reached, when we can be totally blissful within the self, Atmaritis. Atmanyevacha Santushta, 317 we are doing. Content with the Atman itself, not checking any outside object for happiness. Tasya karyam na vidyate. Atmatriptaha Atmanyevacha Santushta. Until the stage comes, Jnani knows he is the Atman, engaged he is experiencing Atmananda, infinite bliss that nothing in the world can give. Sri Ramakrishna explained this one once, that bliss cannot be described in words. Experienced in samadhi on a daily basis. Then there is no work to be done. Tasya karyam na vidyate. Until we reach the stage, some duty will be there. We have to do. Then in the next Shloka 18, chapter 3, Shloka number 18, he says, Naivatasya kritenartho na kriteneha kaschana yachasya sarva bhuteshu kashidartha vyapasrayaha. For such a person who has reached the stage of pure devotion or self-knowledge, for such a person there is nothing to be gained by doing something. Kritena artha na kritena. If I don't do something, there is nothing to be gained or lost by not doing something. Nothing to be gained if by doing something. Action ceases. Because completely total infinite happiness within experiencing. No need for outside world at all. The stage has to come. Then all actions will drop away. Tasya karyam na vidyate. Until the stage of total devotion, self-knowledge comes, pure devotion comes, work has to be done. And work has to be done as offering, giving up attachment to karma, karma phala. That is our instruction that we have to follow now. Now, are there people who have achieved the stage? Yes. Dr. Maharaj. If Swami, he was a Swami Adbhutananda, unlike other Swamis who stayed in the ashrama, other Swamis like Swami Turiyananda, Swami Shivananda, all of them stayed in the ashrama. If you stay in the ashrama, you have duties to do. Even if for the president, like Raja Maharaj, he has to give advice and give initiation, so some duties are there. But he never stayed in the ashrama, Dr. Maharaj. Somewhere he would roam about, sleep under the Howrah bridge. Food, no proper arrangement. Sometimes you would get some chana and you soak it, make it soft and eat it for a couple of days. No duty. You're totally free. If food comes okay, not comes okay, sleep under a tree, sleep under the Howrah bridge. For such a person, no work. The moment I stay in an ashrama or a household, lot of work will come, duties will come. But that work is good. We have to do it as an offering to God. Mind become pure. Work is the way to realize God. Work is the means to realize God. So it is good. Then, when love of God is awakened, Sri Ramakrishna says, there is no duty to be done. Let me read one passage from the Gospel, page 314, bottom of page 314. Sri Ramakrishna says, see, some sadhus, they become wandering monks. But they are doing it not for out of self-realization, not because they are Brahmajnanis or they have pure devotion, but they just want to not have the work, obligatory work in ashrama, all those things. They just want to have easy life. Begging food here and there, eating somewhere, sleeping somewhere, but that is not really self-knowledge or pure devotion. They are called Lotawala Vatus. Lota means a water pot. They are outwardly they have renounced everything, but they are simply wandering here and there aimlessly, wherever food is available, some bandara is happening, they will go there. That is not giving up action. That's not pure devotion or self-knowledge. He says, let me tell you one thing, Sri Krishna says. He was talking to Vijay. Don't trust a sadhu if he keeps bag and baggage with him and a bundle of clothes with many knots. He has this chadar and so many different small bundles are there. Tied up something here, tied up something here, some eating some dal or some chana or some money here, small dot. Such a sadhu, what has he given up? Nothing. Desire is there, but doesn't want to do hard work and earn money and live properly. He said, don't trust a sadhu if he keeps bag and baggage with him and a bundle of clothes with many knots. I have seen such sadhus under the banyan tree in the Panchavati. Two or three of them were seated there. One was picking over lentils, sorting out lentil for eating. Some were sewing their clothes, and all were gossiping about a feast they had enjoyed in a rich man's house. Rich man gave a bandara and he got a good food. They were describing that one. They said among themselves that rich man spent $100,000, 100,000 rupees on the feast and fed the sadhus sumptuously with the cake, sweets, and many such delicious things. They're enjoying the good food given by a rich man, and they're describing that's their renunciation. They are not given up anything. All laugh, and many say delicious. Vijay, it is true, sir. I have seen such sadhus at Gaya. They are called the Lotawala sadhus. They carry it, some different carrier or some pot or vessel they use for begging, and then they do all these things, gathering things, and that is not renunciation. That's not giving up. That's not Nishkarmi Siddhi. Vijay, it is true, sir. I have seen such sadhus at Gaya. They are called Lotawala sadhus. And Sri Ramakrishna says this is important. When love of God is awakened, work drops away of itself. If God makes some men work, let them work. It is now time for you to give up everything, renounce all, and say, O mind, may you and I alone behold the mother, letting no one else intrude. He just advised to Vijay Krishna. Time for you has come to give up everything. No more duties. Absorbed in God consciousness always. Until that stage comes, karma has to be done. Work has to be done. Okay. So the conclusion is, until pure devotion comes, how do we know pure devotion has come? If somebody says the word Rama or Hari, then that should engender pure devotion in us. Tears of devotion must come, and then hair must stand on end. These are signs of devotion. That must come. Voice must show. And until the stage of pure devotion comes, you have to keep on doing our niyata karma, daily duties, occasional duties, service, but all karma that we do has to be done as an offering to God. That's Sri Krishna has many times emphasized. Whatever you do, offer it to me. On giving up attachment to karma, karma phala. That's what is to be done now. When so much devotion comes and self-knowledge comes, then kartritva, I am the doer, will go away. I am the Atman, sense organ, sense object, interact and work is happening. I have nothing to do. I am free. I am above karma, karma phala. When the stage of self-knowledge, Atma Jnana comes, that means giving up, I am the body mind that has to go away. As long as I think I am the body mind, then I have to do karma as offering. Until that stage comes, we have to do our required duties. And then duty will drop away by itself. That's Sri Ramakrishna explained. When he had pure devotion, Sri Ramakrishna experienced God in all and everything, then how can he do any work? He can't even cut a flower, pluck a flower, or cut a fruit. Everything God is. Then how? Purpose of all work has been achieved. Purpose of work is to give us devotion or self-knowledge. When that is achieved, work drops away. It's just like crossing a river with a boat. The purpose of boat is to take us from this bank to that bank. When we reach there, then the boat is left behind. We continue our journey. So work is like a boat. It helps us to cross over the ocean of worldly bhavasagara, ocean of worldly existence. If work is done properly, we will get pure devotion and self-knowledge. When those things come, work has done its purpose, will drop away. We are free. Until then, work has to be done. So, sarvadharmānparityajya, this, as much as we can understand, we have that one. Then the next instruction in the same Shloka, 666, sarvadharmānparityajya māmekaṃ śaraṇaṃ vraja. That's how Shloka number 66 is. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shutaha. Take refuge in me alone. Māmekaṃ śaraṇaṃ vraja. Second part of the instruction. If you do these things, if you give Paul karma by achieving self-knowledge or pure devotion, and then take refuge in God alone, śaraṇagati, then what happens? Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Free from all sins. Ma shuchaha, don't grieve. So how to do śaraṇagati? That we shall study next time. Briefly, śaraṇagati means surrendering our everything to God. It's not as easy as it sounds. Not as easy to do as it sounds. Surrendering our whole life, our possessions, our property, our work, our karma phala, everything has to be surrendered to the Lord, and we totally depend upon His will. One way to describe total śaraṇagati is shushka parnavat, scripture says. Shushka means dry, parna means leaf, like a dry leaf. A dry leaf has fallen from the tree and it is on the ground. It goes wherever the wind blows. It has no plan of traveling or driving. The dry leaf is a dry leaf. If the wind blows this way, it goes this way, stops there when the wind stops. Then from there, the wind blows that way, it goes that way as the wind blows, stops there. That is total dependence. Wherever God keeps, in whatever condition He keeps, I stay there. Like a kitten, Sri Ramakrishna gives example of a baby kitten, cat. Wherever the mother cat keeps it, it stays there. Mother cat may keep the baby, the kitten in the closet of somebody's house. It will stay there in the closet until mother comes and moves it to the master's bedroom under the bed. There it stays there until mother comes and moves it again to some place. Like that one, total dependence on the mother. Another way to understand total dependence, śaraṇagati, is when the child is walking with a father. If the child holds the father's hand, the child is taking responsibility. It has to keep on holding the father's hand. Wherever the father goes, the child has to follow holding his hand. The child has to do that work of holding the hand. On the other hand, if the child lets the father hold its hand, father is holding the child's hand, and child has just to follow, nothing to do. See, it is safe in the protection of the father. He's holding my hand. Wherever he takes, I go. Total dependence on God. So that śaraṇagati, how to practice this one, all those things as much as possible. We shall study next time. We shall stop here and say the closing prayer. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, may all be happy. May all be free from diseases and other problems. May all realize what is noble, auspicious, and dharmic, and adhere to the dharmic way of life. May there be no suffering for anyone. Om peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. Adhyatmika Shantihi. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. Adi Bhautika Shantihi. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. Adi Daivika Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. All of you stay well. God willing, we shall see next week. Kamalamma Namaskaram. Pradipda Namaskar. And Shubradi Namaskar. And P. Rao Sahib. Oh, Padma Rao Sahib. Very good. Namaskar. Very good.